Imagine your company is like a ship sailing through dangerous waters filled with legal icebergs. There's one person on board whose job is to spot every single one of them before they sink your business. That person? A compliance officer. And today, we're diving deep into why they might be the most important employee you've never heard of. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're exploring one of the most critical yet misunderstood roles in modern business. By the end of this video, you'll understand why compliance officers are literally your company's shield against legal trouble, and why their job is way more interesting than you think. Here's a sobering fact. In today's fast-paced business world, not breaking the law isn't just important, it's survival. One compliance mistake can cost companies millions in fines, destroy their reputation overnight, and even land executives in prison. But here's the thing, laws and regulations change constantly. Just this year, we've seen major updates in data protection, financial reporting, and workplace safety. How is any company supposed to keep up? Enter the compliance officer. Think of them as your company's personal legal radar system. So what does a compliance officer actually do all day? Let me break it down into 4 main areas. First, they're like legal detectives. They monitor new laws and regulations that could affect their company. They read legal bulletins, attend industry conferences, and network with other compliance specialists. When a new regulation drops, they're the first to know and the first to figure out what it means for the business. Second, they develop company policies and procedures. Think of it as creating a playbook that tells everyone exactly how to follow the rules. They don't just write these policies, they also create standard operating procedures, or SOPs, that make sure operational processes are consistent and compliant. Third, they're risk detectives. They constantly scan for potential problems before they become actual disasters. They conduct risk assessments, develop mitigation strategies, and monitor day-to-day operations to ensure everyone stays on the right path. And fourth, they're educators. Knowledge is power, and compliance officers make sure everyone in the company knows the rules and why they matter. They design training programs, conduct regular sessions, and assess whether people actually understand what they've learned. But wait, there's more. Compliance officers also do what I call corporate detective work. They conduct regular audits like health checkups for the company's legal wellness. They examine records, identify areas for improvement, and when something does go wrong, they investigate. When there's a compliance breach, they spring into action. They conduct thorough investigations, identify root causes, and develop solutions to prevent it from happening again. They're like CSI, but for corporate misconduct. Here's something crucial: transparency. Compliance officers report their findings to senior management. They create detailed reports, present to leadership about the company's compliance status, and track corrections to ensure identified issues actually get fixed. They're the bridge between the front lines and the executive suite. Now you might be thinking, this sounds pretty bureaucratic. But here's why compliance officers are actually business superheroes. They help companies avoid fines and legal problems that could cost millions. A compliant company is trusted by customers, partners, and regulators. Clear policies and training streamline operations and reduce confusion. They foster an environment where following rules is part of the company DNA. But the impact goes even deeper. They foster ethical behavior, support sustainable growth, enhance stakeholder confidence, and improve risk management. Essentially, they help companies build success on a solid legal foundation. Modern compliance officers aren't just working with spreadsheets and filing cabinets. They use sophisticated compliance management software to track activities and monitor regulatory changes. They rely on electronic signature software for secure document handling, audit trail software for tracking changes, and data protection tools for securing sensitive information. But this job isn't easy. Compliance officers face some serious challenges. Regulations are constantly changing. Staying current is like trying to hit a moving target. They have to balance compliance requirements with business goals, which sometimes conflict. Managing complex, multifaceted compliance requirements can be overwhelming. Getting employee buy-in, especially in large organizations, requires serious people skills. And often, compliance departments operate with limited resources. So how do successful compliance officers overcome these challenges? They stay informed by continuously monitoring regulatory changes. They build strong relationships with other departments and senior management to gain support. They leverage technology to streamline processes and enhance efficiency. They foster a culture where compliance is valued and prioritized, and they focus on the most significant risks, allocating resources accordingly. Looking ahead, the role is evolving rapidly. As industries become more complex and interconnected, regulatory requirements are increasing. Emerging technologies like AI and blockchain are transforming compliance processes. Globalization means navigating diverse regulatory landscapes. And there's an increasing focus on ethics and corporate social responsibility. So there you have it. Compliance officers are the unsung heroes of the business world. They work diligently behind the scenes to ensure companies operate smoothly and legally. Their responsibilities are diverse and complex, ranging from staying updated on regulations to training employees and conducting audits. Despite the challenges they face, compliance officers play a vital role in protecting organizations, maintaining their reputation, and supporting sustainable growth. They're not just rule followers, they're strategic thinkers, educators, investigators, and ultimately, guardians of business integrity. Next time you see your compliance officer, give them a nod of appreciation. They're the unsung heroes keeping your company safe and sound. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more business insights, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever worked with a compliance officer? What was your experience like?